Hey guys, it's the Chad, and today I want to talk to you about the old dash pads in a 67 to 72 Chevy or GMC truck. I know swapping one of these out seems like a pretty easy task, but it's not. Why? Because GM never designed these old trucks so you could stick your big old meat hooks up under the dash of one of these things. Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you a couple different ways how to swap one of these out so you don't have to cuss so much and you don't donate too much DNA. Well, I know a lot of guys would say working on these old trucks is a lot easier than the new stuff, and I'd have to agree. But swapping out one of the dash pads on these old rides, it's not as easy as it looks. You pretty much have the hard way, the harder way, and last but not least, the almost impossible way. Well, in today's video, we're just going to focus on the hard way and the harder way and just bypass that almost impossible route. Well, I know a lot of guys when they're out looking to buy a 67 to 72, they want to try to find one with a bunch of options or an AC truck. Now, it would be fancy to find an AC truck, but I prefer the old heaters. Why? Because when you open the dash of an AC truck, you find all sorts of tubulators and wiring doodads and flippity flappers and a lot of junk that I just don't even know what it does. I prefer to go through in a heater truck and remove the glove box liner, and I can actually work on something or at least just guess. Well, today I have my 1969 C10 AC cab, and I'm going to show you guys how to remove the dash pad and reinstall it. Like I said before, there's going to be a difference between a heater cab truck and an AC truck. The main difference is going to be the center AC vent that's at the top of the dash. Now, AC cab trucks are a little bit harder to work on because it's got a lot more duct work that's plumbed through the backside of the dash, but it can be done. Now, the way these dash pads are installed is you're going to have 4 Phillips head screws across the dash pad on the bottom, and then it has 7 studs that go through the actual dash panel from the top that are held in with 3/8 inch nuts. Now, before I told you guys there's a hard way and a harder way to try to remove these. The harder way, that would be laying down on the floorboard and trying to shimmy your hand up in the backside of the dash to remove these 7 nuts. I don't think that's possible, especially with an AC cab truck, but I've heard guys say they did it. So let's try this harder way and see if it's even possible. I've got little faith and I'm a pretty small, flexible guy. Ouch. So I can feel 2 of the studs, but there's no way I could get a socket on one of these. So whoever says you can come in through the bottom of a dash on an AC truck, they're a liar. Only thing you maybe get is tetanus on my pants. Rip my pants. Now, the hard way would be going through and opening the glove box door and removing the cardboard glove box liner. Next thing I do is grab your smartphones and start snapping pictures or take some video of how all this duct work is actually plumbed in. That way when you go and remove it and put the new dash pad in, that way you have something to reference to so you get it put back together the right way. Now, another challenge of this AC cab truck is going to be this center vent, because one of the studs holding this dash pad in goes right over the top of that vent. And to gain access to it, you're going to need to remove this center vent. To do that, you need a 7/16 inch socket or wrench and reach in the back side of it, loosen those nuts, and you can pull the whole thing out. Then you can gain access to that center nut. So to get this center vent out, the first thing I'd do is go through and just disconnect the ductwork from the center. Then grab your 7/16 inch socket, loosen both of these up. Once you get those out, just go ahead and remove the nuts. If your radio's out, this is going to be a huge benefit, but if it's not, you can still do it. It's just going to be tight. So once you get both the nuts off, you pull the vent face off, then you can pull the actual housing out, just like that. So once the vent's out, then you can transition back over to your 3/8 inch socket. If your radio's in, it's going to be pretty tight. You might have to get a wrench, but if not, just use your socket, and we'll try to get this guy out. Well, probably never find that again. Got it. Voila! So when we get over to the driver's side, we got to gain access to the last few of these nuts. Now, you can try to come up underneath the dash panel and get access to them, but you're probably going to run into the speedo cable, the oil pressure lines, a bunch more wires and ductwork. So my recommendation is just pull the whole instrument cluster out. If you don't know how to do that, I'll have a video coming out soon to show you. Now I've disconnected everything already, so I'm just going to pull the whole instrument cluster out. I'm going to pull the whole instrument cluster out. Just like that. What are you doing? Where are you driving to?
Crazy.
Well, that's a good place to go. So now we have access to the last few of the nuts. Now all the center ones, they're going to be installed vertically, but when you get to the driver's side and passenger side outside ones, they're installed perpendicular, so you're going to have to hit them at an angle. What you doing there? Oh, fixing it? Okay. Get that thing out. Wiggle it and pull up.
You'll never be able to do this. I'm the only one who works out.
Oh, yeah.
Bang, it's a piece of junk.
It's not a piece. Well, it isn't.
Why would you buy this?
Yeah, that I don't know yet. Now that we have the dash out, you can see where the 7 studs would go through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then the 4 screws were held on with these backers. 1, 2, 3. Well, that should be 4 there, so no wonder that one didn't go in right. So, give you an idea. We'll take a look at the pad. So taking a closer look at the actual dash pad, you can see the 4 screw hole spots for the bottom. And then you look at the back side. Here's our perpendicular studs for the outside, and then the other 5 are vertical, and then you've got that second perpendicular one on the passenger side. Well, if you guys have your truck blown apart this far, it's not a bad idea to see what other type of maintenance you can do underneath the dash. This would be a great time to go through and replace any bulbs that are out, or if you broke off one of the heater cool arms on the control head, or if that wiper pump or motor needs replaced. If you don't know how to do it, check out this video. If you guys are doing a full restoration, after you get the dash or the interior painted up, this would be a great time to go through and install the dash pad. That way you can get your hand up under here and it's going to be pretty easy. Now when it comes time for you guys to replace your old dash pads, you can go to LMC Truck, Classic Parts, Brothers, or wherever you like to buy your parts from. They come in all different colors, and most of them are going to be their original interior colors. If you guys know of any easier ways to remove or install these dash pads, type it down in the old clickety-clack, and while you're there, hit that like button and subscribe. Make sure you check out my other 67 to 72 videos. I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.